All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Zack.
And I'm James. And today we're going to try a little experiment. I've got my Ultraman team from the virtual worlds. And once upon a time, there was some kind of article in Magic called "Who's the Beatdown," and I read, I think, something referring to that, but in the context of Dice Masters. Could have been on the reserve pool. I can't find the link, but basically, it's about deciding at the beginning of the game whether you should be the aggressor or the control person in the game, and making the correct decision about that question can have a huge influence on whether you win games that you should win. And we're going to explore that a little bit. I won't say any more now, but I think that's right. I hope I'm representing it fairly. Zach.
All right. So if you haven't seen this team already, Super Ultraman is just going to try and you actually have kind of a unique spin on this one, where you use Kryptonite and trigger all 4 basic actions, and that allows you to pump up your Dwarf Wizard. So that's what I have to go up against. And I am trying a modified version of the team that was recently featured on the Prep Area podcast. I'm going to try and use Jimmy Olsen to buy lots of Superman for cheap, and then I'm going to try and nowhere them into some more expensive characters. But I don't have the same limitations that they did with having 4 characters of the same affiliation. So I've got Shriek there for some defense, and then Nowhere, the rare Nowhere, which is not on Retrobox yet, allows you to swap a character in your used or field zone for an unpurchased die costing 1 more. And since Superman is a 6 cost, but you can buy him for 3, or maybe even 2, you can swap a 2 cost for a 7 cost, which is pretty nice. And the 7 costs that I've chosen are Uncommon Gorilla Grodd, which it's been around for a little while. It gives all of your other characters +1 in Overcrush, and with Superman and Supergirl stats being what they are, that's pretty helpful. And also this Uncommon Thanos. I really like this one. I'd like to get to try it out. When fielded, I get to name a character that can no longer be fielded, and then while he's active, if that character goes to the use pile, he deals James, hopefully, 4 damage. So that's my plan there. And just try to get as many big guys to block the inevitable onslaught of the giant dwarf wizards.
I should
right.
I should point out that we still don't have the Carnage team back in Europe, so I'm proxying Shriek. I think on this team I used to have Giganta for various reasons, but I've replaced that with a proxy of Shriek using Constantine's dice, which is terrible because he has a different energy, but at least he has the same stat. So we have to remember that he's not in fact a shield, but a bolt, and he's Shriek and not Constantine.
Yeah, that'll be a little weird. All right. Okay. James, what are you going to pick?
Action, please, Zach.
Hey, look at that.
Hooray. Okay, I'll go first.
Okay. All right, James has not told me whether he's going to try and be the controller or the aggressor, but we'll see what happens.
Let's see. I'm not going to do anything with that roll. Right. Give that a go. Okay, so I'm going to use Rip Hunter's chalkboard for a shield to prep a Kryptonite, which I've just bought, and I'll pass turn to you.
All right. I'm going to roll 4 dice. Okay, so I can already prep Jimmy, which has set me up for getting a turn 2 Superman pretty easily. But this last die is not doing me any favors. And you have Merlin, so a sidekick would actually be pretty helpful, so I could turn it later into a bolt. But I get another shield. But luckily, we have Resurrection. So I will prep a Jimmy, and then I will go ahead and use Resurrection and prep a die, and pass to you.
Okay. I'm going to roll me 4 sidekicks and the Kryptonite. And I've got exactly what I wanted, which is 2 energy on the Kryptonite, and another 4 energy means Ultraman. Which is turn 2, which is good, but it does mean that I will shortly have a bag full of stuff. Not to worry.
Yeah.
Pass turn to you.
Probably won't be able to get Thanos ahead of time so that you can't field him, but you never know. Maybe you'll roll like you did in our last game. Okay, sidekicks not so helpful. Jimmy really needs to come out. If Jimmy comes out, that Superman will cost 2 less, but an additional 1 because of his ability, and Jimmy being a super friend. So I would need at least 3 energy. So I think I don't even want sidekicks. I think I just want a shield And well, I have a shield here, but some energy and a Jimmy Olsen, and there we go.
Yay.
All right.
Yay, Jimmy. I was rooting for Jimmy.
So we will field a Jimmy. And now Superman costs 3, so I'm going to use Rip Hunter's chalkboard and prep him.
Oof. Okay.
And we'll pass turn to you.
All right, I'm going to refill my bag.
Glad I had that extra energy. I wouldn't have been able to do that.
Yeah. Ultraman.
Oh, man, right away. But if he comes up energy...
If he doesn't roll and has to go through the bag, that's definitely not aggressive.
Good start.
Okay. Well, that seems reasonable. Come on, man. I could do it a sidekick. Oh, come on now. Oh, dear. All right. Okay. Well,
that's going to help me a bit.
All right. I'm going to prep a dwarf wizard. Make the best of a bad job. That's okay. Pass turn to you.
All right. So the other thing that Jimmy Olsen does is he allows me to field Superman for free. So no matter what I decide I get him on, he gets to come out. Okay, well, level 1, not too bad. And I think in interest of trying to get the biggest guys out, I'm gonna field him for free, and then I'm gonna use Rip Hunter, and I'm gonna prep a nowhere die.
Jolly good.
And I think I'm actually going to swing for 4.
Okay.
So you'll be down to 16, and then I will pass turn to you.
Okay. Okay, at least that's rolled. Something. Okay, so I got that and that.
So for anyone wondering, this is not the blanking Dwarf Wizard. This is one that gets +2/+2 for every action that gets used.
That's right. Okay, so I'm. If you hadn't guessed by now, I'm being aggressive. I'm assuming that I'm the beatdown, and because if I wasn't last term, I might have bought a shriek and tried to blank your Jimmy Olsen or something like that. But I'm not. I'm persisting in my aggression, regardless of the fact that Ultraman really didn't roll. He'll come round, eh? So, okay, I'll fill those without further ado. And now I decide whether I want to get a Kryptonite. I could prep a Kryptonite. That wouldn't really harm me that much. Or I could get. I could prep a Dwarf Wizard.
You can't prep. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could prep one. You're right.
I could switch that to a bolt.
Down, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll continue to be aggressive and not defensive, and I'll do that. I'll flip that to a bolt using Merlin's Global, and I'll use that to prep Dwarf Wizard.
Okay.
Oh, hang on. No, sorry, I didn't. Hang on. Hang on. My bag's not empty. Yeah, I'll do that. Sorry.
Okay.
Carry on.
All right. All right. So I'm going to draw 4. And if I get nowhere, I can swap that Superman for something more interesting. Hey, I did get nowhere. So you know what? Let's go ahead and we'll use nowhere, and we'll put this Superman back over here and replace it with a 7 cost. And that'll be Thanos in this case. Hopefully we can get him out before Ultraman. I don't know. It's going to depend on our draws, I guess. And then I'm going to pay a shield for Rip Hunter's chalkboard, and then we will go ahead and pay 3 and prep a Superman.
Wow. Okay.
All right. And I'm not going to attack. I will just pass turn to you.
2 out of the bag. Two more. Okay, that's aggressive.
Of course he comes out.
He has to roll. He did roll, but the other Dwarf Wizard didn't. But the
That's true.
Did. Okay, I have to remember, aggression. Okay, fielding costs, I probably ought to leave that. In case it... Okay, if it doesn't roll, I'll have a bolt anyway, so I'll just re-roll that. Yeah, I was just thinking if I should re-roll those, but he's got a fielding cost. He has a fielding cost on the higher side. I was thinking maybe I'd like a bolt because everything's about bolts. But if this doesn't reroll, I'll have bolts anyway. So
Yeah.
I mean, a shield would be good. Shield would be good, but
might as well not chance it. Well, you can roll
don't-
one,
no,
and then
I'm
you might get a
aggressive.
sidekick. Yeah.
I'm aggressive. I am rolling.
Yeah.
I am.
Oh, look at that.
Right,
Okay,
well,
I will survive, but you did get your shield.
So I'll field him, and I will. What will I do? I will. Any more dwarf wizards on the way? Not really. Ha. Okay, what have you got in the way of? Aha. Okay, hang on.
Oh, actually, this is interesting because you're going to have to use misdirection if you use kryptonite. But you don't have anything to swap, so I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't have anything that I can swap unless I buy something.
So if you did, it would be. Well,
Sidekick
you could always do kryptonite first and then buy something after.
Sidekick would have been good actually, because I could have swapped a sidekick for another dwarf wizard, and that would be game probably.
Probably. Well, the second dwarf wizard wouldn't have gotten the buffs.
I'd have to have bought it. No, probably wouldn't have come together. Anyway, so be quiet, James. Do you know what? I'm being aggressive. I'm being aggressive.
Sure, yeah.
So I will prep a kryptonite. It's not necessarily what I would normally do, but there we go. And since I'm being aggressive, I'm going to trigger, which means this is all in transition. So I'll have an empty used pile. I'm going to trigger.
This is going to target Jimmy Olsen
with
kryptonite.
Yes, I'm blanking Jimmy Olsen. That's right. Okay, Resurrection's text is. I actually can't
roll a die in your use pile and place it into your reserve pool. So you can't do that.
I can't do it, which probably means I can't apply the bonus. Misdirection.
Oh, that means I think you don't get two of them. Then you don't get misdirection or resurrection.
Yeah, that's
true.
So
you'll get +6, right? For one for kryptonite, one for enraged, and one for nefarious broadcast.
Yes, that's correct.
Still, that is aggressive.
Oh, and I get +6 and another one from enraged, because enraged says up to 2 of your character dice get +1 and overcrush until end of turn. So actually, they both got +1 just from enraged, and he's got another +6 from the 3 actions that I can use. So he's got 8 and he's got 6, and they both got overcrush.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, there's aggression and there's aggression. I'm not going to attack with Ultraman, because that would just be plain foolish. But I will attack with him.
So he's got +7, so he's an 8/3. Well, no, he's actually got a bunch of defense too. Yeah, there's no way I want to let him stay in the field, so I'm just going to take and I only be able to block 3 of it, so I'm just going to go ahead and take the 8, and I'll go down to 12, and you're still at 16. All right. Okay, so my bag is empty. I'd really like to draw Thanos, although he does not field for free, unlike Superman. But maybe if I could say something about your dwarf wizards, that would slow you down a bit. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, just sidekicks. Okay, that's a pretty good Superman there. Now, I'm thinking I was trying to playing aggressive, but I don't think I'm going to win the aggression game, and so I think I need to decide that I'm not the beatdown, and then I need to maybe get Shriek, which means I need an entirely different set of energy. Because fists don't really do me any good. Yeah, okay. So I'm going to go ahead and reroll all of those, because I need either shields to buy more Supermen or bolts to buy Shriek, and then hopefully a shield to prep it. Well, that's one way to do it. Okay, so I can use your Merlin Global, and I will. So I'm going to field this sidekick, and I'm going to field Superman for free because of Jimmy. And then with these 3 energy, I think I'm going to buy... I wish I could have prepped her, but I guess I'm going to go ahead and buy Shriek. At least I'll have the chance of getting to blank something. I guess the other alternative would be to spend that 3 energy and buy another Superman. It's tough, because if I buy Superman and I leave it in the used pile, then I could get nowhere next turn and I could swap it again. But I don't think I want to field another 7 cost. I think I want to get him in the field before I swap the next one.
Mm-hmm. Seems reasonable.
Yeah, okay. I think I'm just going to buy Shriek. All right, pass to you.
Okay. I'm drawing 4 psychics, I expect. There we go. Oh, I'm not really rolling today. Yeah. Okay, that energy's fine. I can swap for a sidekick using White Tiger. No, I can't because I don't have a fist. Okay, so I'll reroll that. Oh, come on, then. Oh, there's Kryptonite. Oh, but I don't have a fist and I don't have a sidekick.
Oh no!
Oh, that's harsh. So
you could still use Resurrection Global or Resurrection Action by using the.
Yeah, I can do that.
Kryptonite.
I can do that. Yeah, which is better than nothing. Okay, so I will. Aggression. Okay. I will prep using Rip Hunters, a Dwarf Wizard, and I will use that. I will trigger Ultraman. Oh, this is bad. So he will get Overcrush, which is very helpful, and +1. You can't use any more globals, and I can roll a die from my used pile.
Actually, you have to do Misdirection.
Do I?
Because you have characters in both places. It just says swap target active character you control with the character.
If that's the case,
so you probably don't want to do that then, yeah.
I'm not triggering.
Okay, all right, yeah.
Not triggering.
Now that you actually have characters in used.
That's harsh.
Yeah.
Oh, I just wanted a psychic. Okay, you go.
All right. Okay, come on, Thanos. Let's have something to say about Dwarf Wizard coming out. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna need all that energy just for fielding, though. Well, not if he doesn't come up. So on 2 of Thanos' sides... Actually, you know what? If I get him on level 3, I could just turn that sidekick into one. I think I'm going to keep Nowhere, though. And then I'm going to go ahead and roll Thanos again, and hopefully he comes up. Oh, Thanos! Why? We were going to stop Dwarf Wizard from coming out until Kryptonite blanked you, of course. Okay, I'm going to use a shield for a Rip Hunter, and then I'm going to use these 3 energy, and I'm going to prep... God, I'm tempted to prep another Shriek, just to make sure I can get it out, but let's see. What's going into your bag? So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sidekicks in your use pile, so that means you have 2 sidekicks in your bag, and you've only bought 2 Kryptonites, and you've bought 3 of your Dwarf Wizards, and so, yeah, so your bag is just 2 sidekicks, which means you have a decent chance of drawing at least 1 Kryptonite next turn, so that would be kind of a problem. And you're going to roll a Dwarf Wizard. Yeah, Thanos really needed to come up this turn to make that hard for you. That would have made next turn pretty tough. So... I should have thought about this then. So I could swap him for a Thanos. He'd have a slightly bigger defense.
What is Thanos' ability? Is it when fielded? Or
yeah, it's when fielded. So if I swapped him into the field, it wouldn't trigger. But if I swap him for Gorilla Grodd, his defense actually goes down by 1. And I'm a little worried about you having too much Overcrush next turn, right? So I'm trying to figure out the best way to make sure that I have a good wall here. When Thanos would have helped immensely. So yeah, I think I'm going to prep a Superman. And then I'm going to swap Superman for a Thanos at level 2, so he'll be a 7/8. Yeah. And then, yeah, and then if you attack, then he'll get KO'd, and I get to refield him the next turn, hopefully. Although you may not field your or kill your Dwarf Wizard. Okay, I'm gonna pass turn. You're back to you.
Okay, 2 from the bag. And 2 more from the bag. No Kryptonite, no triggering.
Oh, good.
Quite like a sidekick at some point. That would be nice. Oh. All right. So I'll be fielding him. I'll re-roll those. Oh, there's a psychic. Okay, all right. I feel a bit better about that. I'll field those for 1. Can't use the fist because I have nothing in my use pile. At least I've got something in the field. Okay. You blah, blah, blah. And I will use. Do you know what would have been a good idea? When Ultraman didn't roll and went to my use pile, I probably should have just prepped misdirection.
Oh yeah.
That would have been sensible, wouldn't it?
If I had misdirection, then I could maybe have put Ultraman in the field. I need to field Thanos though.
I'm going to use Resurrection to prep a die. Another dwarf wizard. And I'm going to pass turn to you.
Okay. All right. Draw these 2 sidekicks, and then hopefully something besides 2 sidekicks. Maybe Thanos. Oh, no. But nowhere. Well, this actually could be interesting. Because you would have to do some blocking. Because you're at 16 and I'm at 12. If I could nowhere this level 2 Superman into a Gorilla Grodd, I would have a 6-6 with Overcrush and an 8-8 with Overcrush. So you'd have to start blocking that. That's a lot of life. Okay. So I'm pretty interested in that, I guess. So I think I'm going to use Resurrections Global and prep a die. I'm going to field this sidekick. And then I'm going to go ahead and field that for free. Oh, God. Sorry. I did it again. All right, so rolled all these. I fielded it for free. I've got these 2 sidekicks in the field. You know, I think it is worth it. I'm going to go ahead and attack with... I'm going to try and be aggressive just like you. I'm going to go ahead and attack with those 4. And let you declare blockers.
Okay, what are their numbers? Big ones.
So two sidekicks, and then a 7-8, and then a 6-7.
Without Overcrush, though.
No, everything is just right as it is. You have to declare blockers.
Aha, but you've got nowhere.
Oh, what are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
Nowhere is useless on a sidekick, presumably. I guess.
Yes, because it would be a 1 cost.
This which you don't have.
Actually, you can't put a sidekick back on a card, so you can't use it in the first place.
Okay, so I suppose I have to block those fellows, but they don't have Overcrush, so I don't particularly want to risk me Ultraman.
I mean, right now it's just 15 damage. If you just go unblocked, I'm sure nothing bad will happen. You'll have 1 life. Yeah, be aggressive.
Like I trust you. Okay, I'm blocking the 2 big fellows with those 2 dice.
Okay, actually it matters which one you block.
Oh, does it? I don't like the sound of that. Okay, well, I'll block that way around.
Okay, so you're going to block the Thanos with Dwarf.
Oh, no, wait a minute. You're going to do Grodd, aren't you? You evil thing.
Maybe.
you're going to... Oh, okay. Yeah, then it does matter.
All right. Does, yeah.
Okay. So what's Thanos' defense? He's got substantial defense.
He's a 7-8, yeah.
Okay, and if you Grodd in, you're going to Overcrush with that one.
He would be an 8-8 in that case, yes.
And if you Grodd,
I'll go back to my screen.
You can only unknown Grodd for Superman, right?
Yeah.
Because of the price.
Yeah, nowhere. I can't do it with any sidekicks. Yeah, so Superman won't be there, but Grodd will be there in his place. I don't get a new character. I just have the same number. Okay, so you're going to do the sidekick for... Wait. Oh, sorry, it's backwards for you, right? Okay, so you're blocking... The Dwarf Wizard is going to block Thanos, and the Psychic is going to block... Okay, so then I will do this, and I will swap out Superman for a level 2 Grodd, which is a 6-6. So now everything gets +1 in Overcrush. So you're going to take 4 damage from the sidekicks. will go through unblocked, and that'll put you down to 12, like me.
Nice.
And then your 2/4 Dwarf Wizard is blocking an 8/8, so you're going to take 4 more from that. And then your 1/1 Sidekick is blocking a 6/6. He does not buff himself, so he's just a 6/6 with Overcrush, and so you're going to take 5 from that, and you're going to go down to 3. And it's 12-3.
Nice. Okay.
All right, and you guys get knocked out. My guys, I think, are here, but then you are going to draw a bunch of Kryptonites, and I may or may not survive it. So I'll pass to you.
Possibly not, because I've got a bag full of stuff, and my luck at the moment is that I'm not going to draw anything. Okay. Okay, come on. Draw 2 Kryptonites and a Dwarf Wizard. That's basically what we want. Oops, no. I draw 1 Kryptonite.
1 Kryptonite. Well.
No.
If only Thanos had rolled for me, you would have to use that Kryptonite just to field your Dwarf Wizards in the first place. Oh man, could you do any better than that?
I'm not sure I could.
I guess you could have gotten a shield and then you could resurrect.
Right, I'll have to think about this a little bit. I don't really want psychics. Do I want psychics? I think what I want to do, ideally, is okay. I could swap a die. Yeah, I'm gonna have to swap a die, but I don't have anything there unless I buy something. So okay, but then I've got fielding costs. Oh, that's a bit annoying. What's it called? Misdirection is characters, not actions, I'm guessing.
Yeah, specifically characters. Resurrection just says roll a die in your use pile, so it'll have to be one of those sidekicks unless you purchase anything.
Okay, so if I don't have a character in my used pile, then I can't use
Misdirection, and I don't think you get the +2/+2.
Neither do I need to use it, to be fair. Okay. And the rest I could theoretically use. So, for example, if they were not sidekicks, but rather energy, and I use Resurrection first, what happens when you don't roll it for Resurrection?
Well, it just says roll a die and put it in your reserve pool. So whatever you roll it on, it'll just be energy
so
in your reserve pool or a character or something.
Okay.
There'd always be a danger that you roll a character and then don't have the energy to field it.
Yeah. I don't think because that's got a fielding cost. I would have to have both of those as energy in order to buy a Dwarf Wizard, which I could roll, and yeah. Let's try that. So that needs to roll to an energy. That I can flip to a bolt.
Sure.
Oh, I don't have the mental energy to think this through, so I'm gonna play aggressively, as I said I would.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna roll a psych.
Oh man.
God, what is wrong with me?
Both of our rolls are keeping us from playing aggressive this turn in this game.
This is okay. So I'm gonna field those for the 1 cost. I don't see so much choice in that. I'm not going to be able to use yours because I'm simply not going to be able to put anything in my used pile, which is a bit sad.
Oh, your 1 fist is in transition, which only matters for resurrection, but it's all the same. Yeah.
Right. It's a little frustrating. Okay.
I mean, you can't use resurrection, so that's 3 plus the kryptonite. That's 4 actions you get to use.
Yeah. How much life do you have?
I'm at 12, and I currently have looks like 17 defense through all my characters.
God.
So I haven't done all the math yet. I don't know if you have enough to kill me. You may. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So you'd have what? You'd have an 11 and a 9 attack. That's 20. Yeah, I don't think that's enough.
No, but I'm playing aggressively and I really don't have much choice. So I'm going to use that to field. No, I don't really want to give you a sidekick in particular. It's only going to help you, isn't it? All right, let's trigger.
Okay. Who are you blanking? I guess there's just one of mine. That doesn't really matter.
I will blank
or a sidekick.
One of them. It really doesn't matter.
No one has any text that matters. Yeah.
Is Grodd when attacks, or what is it?
Oh, I mean he's active, but I guess while active they would have +1 attack. I don't know if they have enough to knock you guys out anyway, but if you blank Grodd, then that's the only thing that would actually matter on your turn.
I'll blank Grodd.
Okay.
I'll use my so that's 3 actions on my part, so they get plus. Can I use anything of yours? Nothing.
Resurrection. And you have to.
I have nothing that I can roll in my use bar.
Just as roll a die. No. You can roll a sidekick die.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was a character die.
Just as roll a die in your use pile and place it in your reserve pool.
Oh, all right, okay. All right.
You just didn't have anything in your reserve pool last time, I think.
Oh.
Or in your use pile.
Okay. I'm triggering and I'm using that then, I suppose.
Or you don't think you have a choice.
Okay. Can I buy things in between triggering?
You haven't attacked yet, so it's still your main phase.
Yeah, but I think once you've started triggering, you have to sort of resolve all the triggers without intervening. I mean, you can choose the order in which you do them, but you can't like buy something in the middle of triggering stuff.
No, but I mean, what have you done? You triggered Enraged. You gave your 2 Dwarf Wizards +1 and Overcrush. You triggered Nefarious Broadcast, so you can't use any globals. You triggered Resurrection, and you can't trigger Misdirection. Now you have 2 energy, and it's still your main step.
Oh yeah, I can buy something. I just couldn't possibly swap it in.
And you can't use globals now because Nefarious Broadcast is already been used.
Okay, so I will buy a Kryptonite.
Okay.
So he's got 10 and 8, and they both got Overcrush.
I think +1 in Overcrush, so I think it's 11 and 9.
Oh, 11 and 9, you're quite right.
Okay, all right, so you got an 11-13 and a 9-11. Oh, that's ominous. All right. So I can't actually KO them. I guess I could double block 1.
I think he's 11-12 because the Enraged is just attacked.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, so 11-12. Yeah, I'd have to double block one of them to KO him. I don't think I want to do that. So I think I'll just block. Let's see, you've got 11 and 9. So if I block with both of these, I'll take 6. That'll put me at 6. And your guys will still be in the field, but they won't be buffed next turn, which is sort of beneficial for me.
So 11 minus. Oh, I'll take your word for it on the map.
Okay, yeah. So I've got 11 minus 8 will be 3, and then 9 minus 6 will be another 3. So I'll just do that. I'll block that. I'll leave Jimmy in the field just in case. Hopefully that 3 won't come back to bite me. All right. So if I can get a few characters out here.
So what life have you got left? I'm on 3.
I've got 6. Yeah, so it's 6, and you've got 3, and you've got looks like a total of 11, 13 defense. So that might be tough to get through, even with my big guys here.
Especially if Grodd doesn't roll.
Oh, well, they both did. Oh, shoot, I don't know what that was on. I'll re-roll that one. And then she also came up. That'll be very helpful. So I don't know. I knocked that one. I'll go ahead and re-roll it, and then I think I'd like a sidekick though. And then I need. Oh, actually, I need energy. Oh shoot! I just realized I have 5 energy here. I need to spend, and I'm only going to get 4.
Excellent.
Oh, that's too bad. Okay, if I were to field both of these guys, I would have 7 plus 8 is 15 plus 3 is 18 total attack, and you have
13. I think that's enough to kill me. Then.
Oh, I think it is then. Yeah. So I just if I can get a sidekick, then it'd just be an extra damage. Okay. So I'll have to spend the 2 to field this. Okay, and just in case, I'll name Dwarf Wizard. So you can't field Dwarf Wizard, and if he goes to the use pile, you take 4 damage.
Nice.
And then I will pay 2 to field Grodd. And unfortunately, I can't field Shriek. That would have been helpful, but I don't think I need it. I think So yeah, you have 6 plus 5 is 11, 12, 13. And so yeah, I think if I attack with everything, then Grodd's a 7/7. He's got Overcrush, and this is now an 8/8 with Overcrush, and Jimmy is a 3/3 with Overcrush.
That must be enough. So Grodd doesn't buff himself, but you've got 15, 16, 17 in attack.
Well, yeah, depending on how you block.
No, it doesn't make any difference.
It might not.
7 and 8.
7, 8, and 3, yeah.
So that's 18, and in defense I've got 7, 11, 13. So that's 5 no matter what I block, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Well, man, if only we had this back in the virtual world.
Yeah, but I would point out I was playing recklessly aggressive.
Oh, recklessly good. I was playing kind of in between. I bought Shriek, but I was if I had gotten that Thanos on that first roll when he came up, I could have been much more aggressive because you would have had to be a lot harder to get your Dwarf Wizards out, and that sort of allowed me to be aggressive and kind of controlly at the same time. But I was sort of being a hybrid, and I always have a hard time going all one way anyway.
I think that's the truth of Who's the Beatdown. In fact, it's a decision you have to make constantly and repeatedly throughout the game.
Yeah, that's true.
It's not like,
and as we discovered, your rolls can work against you in your strategy of choice. And both of us had situations where we were trying to be aggressive and our rolls wouldn't allow us to do that. And
depending on what your opponent does and what your dice do, you have to decide at any given moment if you're the beatdown or the control. So
yeah, that's true.
It's definitely good to be aware of at the beginning of the game, but mindlessly following one strategy, as I just did, is not really a route to success.
I mean, you almost got me. I was pretty low. All right, well, good game, James.
Thank you, sir.
Well played. Thanks, man.